then I got into a major depression, which was at that time the worst place I'd ever been in my life, and that lasted for 5 months. I won't go into the details of that,
this must have all been exacerbated by the fact that you have insomnia. And you've had
yeah,
that
well,
for years.
that's always been a problem. That's, you know, I just don't lose consciousness. I can never really make people fully understand that, because it's, you know, if you sleep, you wouldn't get it. But I can open my eyes any time in the night I like. But obviously I get enough rest. I take sleeping pills, which put me into a little twilighty area without actually losing consciousness. But I seem to have a lot of nervous energy. You know, I did as a kid, and I do now even, you know, and I think I get my strength from the Lord. I really do. I think that a lot of what I'm doing is inspired by my faith and belief, and that I cried out for His help, and I, in so many ways since then, I've felt His, you know, I've felt being lifted by that, by my faith and that. And
now, you and I, when we spoke about this project, we're going to come and interview you, you were just telling me at that time, and it stuck out in my mind from our conversation, that you were just desperate for a night's sleep. You would do anything for a night's sleep. Now, since then, I've seen on the news that you've been anaesthetised, which is an unusual step for a doctor.
Yes, it is.
When you're not expecting an operation or anything.
That's right.
Has that helped you at all?
Well, it did at the time. I mean, the whole thing was a bit surreal, to be honest. I went in, and it was a lovely, the guy, I forget his name now, the anaesthetist. It's a pity that I do, because he was such a nice man and very good at his job. And I've been about 3/4 an hour. They got me in bed, and he put me on this machine and said that, you know, it would take about 7 minutes or so before I would probably start to drift off. So just talk away, which I was doing to Lisa, my granddaughter. She was sitting there photographing me on a mobile, and she wanted to catch me going to sleep, which she did. But
a first.
Yeah, a first. And but he had to stay in attendance all the time.
Yeah.
He took this on as a challenge. He wasn't, you know, it isn't the norm. You don't do this sort of thing, you know, to put somebody out just so they can go to sleep. And so, and he had to be very aware of my body temperature and things. And he did say to me that when you go under for a general anaesthetic operation, you don't have any concept of time. 1 minute you clock, that's it. You wake up and it's 5 hours gone. Yeah. That's it. But I did. It wasn't like that, and it was more like a sleep, which I enjoyed. You know, although I was unconscious for most of that time, he did bring me out a couple of times when I got a bit, my body temperature or things got a bit low. He said that if I feel that there's going to be any danger, he said, I'm going to bring you out of it. Yeah. Because there was a film crew coming in the morning to catch me. They wanted to catch me asleep and being woken up. He says, I'm not worried about them. He says, if I think you're in danger, you're coming out of it. Yeah. But anyway,
which is the right responsibility.
Absolutely, yeah. But it worked out. He manages to sort of to balance it through these 6 hours. Yeah. You know, and I had a lovely sleep. And when he woke me up, and I saw myself being woke up on the film afterwards. I said, he said, how do you feel? I said, I feel all right. I said, I feel the benefit of this later on, you know, and then I started laughing. And I was laughing most of that day. I think laughing gas in there or something, but I was just, I suppose, just, you know, this hadn't happened to me for so many years that my brain had been actually shut down for such a long time, for 6 hours. Virtually, you know, I was in a place I hadn't been for a long while, and I knew a bit about it because each time I've been under anaesthetic in previous months, when I'd come round after I got rid of all of these, you know, I got very high, so I knew that this would do me good. This unconscious time, it would, but what was behind it really was that my immune system is getting invaded by this stuff, and I wasn't getting any sleep to be able to sort of give my immune system any charge up. Yeah. So that was the argument I used and asked them to let me get some sleep and see if that at least might help. It might give it a kickstart. It might flick something in my head. I might have sleep after that. Anything could happen. And so they agreed. But although it was good when it happened and for the night and everything, it hasn't had any lasting effects. Well, I don't know. I'm saying that. I mean, I don't know. But they've given me weeks.